Hello Dairy Today viewers. On behalf of the Market 360 advisory team here at Stewart Peterson, I'm Tom Mongovin, and this is your week in review for the week of November 9th, 2012. Let's take a look at our CME dairy components. First we'll take a look at cheese. Cheese had a rough week this week. Blocks down 19 cents to settle at 192. Barrels down 24.5 cents to settle at 183.5. Butter was slightly higher this week along with whey, and non-fat dry milk was down this week to close at 151.5. It was an ugly week this week for the milk markets. The cash cheese trade moved significantly lower, and that took milk along with it. As you can see, December took the brunt of it this week and was down 91 cents to close at 19.49, while the 2013 average was down 9 cents, but still above the 18.50 level to close at 18.58 on Friday afternoon. The block barrel average was down 21 cents this week. This is the worst weekly performance of this average since March of 2011. The cheese trade was quiet on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, but it got hammered on Wednesday for 14 cents, and then again today on Friday it was down another 7 cents. The sellers were very aggressive and obviously were willing to go as low as they needed to go in order to make those sales. As you can see from the chart, the trend we have been watching for the past several months was broken with this week's action. You can see this bottom support level that we've been watching since May of 2012 has not been broken until this week, when we broke it and we settled there, which is key. Next week's trade will be very interesting to see if there's either follow-through selling or if we stabilize and rebound. Here we have a December milk chart, and as you can see, even after the dismal showing this week, prices are still above this long-term trend line that we can see here that has been tested several times since the summer of 2010. We're still slightly above that line. On the top side, that resistance level around 2040 is still intact, and we have not seen a weekly close above that line. But as you can see, something has to give here as we're getting close to the support line, and that window to the top side is also narrowing as well. So we're either going to need to fall through and break support or blow through the top side resistance. Weekly cheese stocks saw their biggest week-over-week increase of 2012 when it was up 4.1 million pounds in the latest week's data. Total cheese stocks are back over that 120 million pound level for the first time since late September. Current inventory is still down 5.5% from the same week last year when inventory was right at 128 million pounds. This week's increase is only the third weekly increase over the last 15 weeks. The number of dairy cows sent to slaughter in the most recent data stayed above the 62,000 head level for the 7th consecutive week. This week's report showed 62,900 head were sent to slaughter. Total slaughter so far this year is up 6.2% higher than at this point last year, and that is a difference of about 149,000 head. Export data for the month of September was released this week. Total dairy product exports totaled 140,388 metric tons for the month of September. This was the lowest monthly total so far this year. It was also the first time this year that exports have been negative on a year-over-year basis, and you can see that as I bring down the year-over-year changes that we have seen since May. It had been trending lower and finally dipped below last year's numbers. We started at 21% year-over-year growth in May, got down to 7, 5, then was basically flat in August, and September finally flipped to being lower year-over-year. Cheese exports in particular have fallen in 4 consecutive months. However, total exports so far this year are 6.7% higher than the total at this point last year. Taking a look at the week ahead, not much in the way of fresh reports next week. However, a week from next Monday will be the milk production report. That'll be on November 19th. More important next week will be the follow-through action on both the milk and the cheese trade, whether we continue to see selling and resistance coming into the markets or if we rebound and then move higher. That will do it for us this week. On behalf of the Market 360 advisory team here at Stewart Peterson, thanks for watching and have a great weekend.